all of these individual channels contain an aux1. So this is aux1 for every channel. This is aux2 for every channel, 3 and 4. As those elements are mixed together, let's say you've got several microphones that are being all sent to mix 1, okay? Right here. So all 3 of these channels are being sent to aux1. There is a master control volume that controls the overall level that gets to those monitors, and that's what we see here. We've got master number 1, that's aux master 1, aux master 2, aux master 3, and aux master 4. So if you've got a pretty good blend here, for example, of things, and they just want to hear the monitor a little bit softer, you could do one of two things. You could either come to the individual channels and bump them down by a certain amount, but you would achieve the exact same thing by coming to aux1's master and turning that down a little bit. It just saves you from having to make 3 changes when you could make 1. Now ideally, you're going to want this to stay right there in that area where the 0 mark is. You know, but there might be occasions where they're not hearing enough of a mix that you've already created, and so you could bump that up. And that would increase the output of that sound into the monitors that are on the stage. That might be a little more complicated than you needed to know, but what you should know about that is that if for some reason someone along the line decides to turn these down, no amount of turning these up is going to accomplish anything, because the master has been turned down to 0, or down to infinite. So it's the same as when we talked about the channel, and if the master is down, there's no amount of fussing around with this thing that's gonna cause any change. You know, I can do that all day long, and it's not going to make any difference until this master comes back up. The same can be said of the monitors. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this or not, but here is mix 4. I'm just going to check. I've got this up full, but if I turn the master down, it will go away, because this is the ultimate say. This is the last bit of control you have over that sound. So we want to make sure that, generally speaking, these stay up and at 0, and then you make your mixes based on the individual channels here. So now anything that we've done on this one channel can be duplicated by you on any of these other channels that look alike, just by knowing what the channel number is, which corresponds to what you plugged into it at the stage, or in this case a wireless piece, which is just, you know, this is wireless 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we just happen to know that that's where they are, and they're labeled as such on the console strip here.
I have questions about that. How did you make sound just come out of the monitor and not the speakers?
I turned the master down.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
Turn the master down. Now, if you're going to want both, but they operate independently of each other. So you can control whether it does or doesn't go to the monitors, or does or doesn't go to the mains, and either a combination of either one of those or both can work independently. So you've got separate control over the master that feeds the monitors, and you have separate control over the master that feeds the house.
Okay.
And that's what we're hearing now.